Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, September 29th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's gonna open in about 9 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a couple of things here to update and we should be good to go. All right, looks good. More things here. All right, looks good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. And we should be good to go. Looks good. All right, perfect. So I'll get a few moments for people to make their way in, and then we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Check real quick. All right, looks like people are making their way in. Not sure if people are having issues getting into the room. There's only a few people in here right now. But I'm going to go ahead and start marking up the liquidity in a few. Here, you know what I'll do here is I'll post a link up. It looks like some people are having issues with the link. Let me see if I can get another link here. I think it's getting the same link though. Yeah, it's the same link. Oh, okay, gotcha. Thanks. Thanks, Randy. It's good. All right, people are making their way in right now. Sorry, guys. Thanks, Randy, for helping us out with that. All right, so people are joining in, and we'll get started shortly as soon as everybody makes their way into the room. All right, perfect. Yeah, sorry guys, that was my fault. I had issues with Zoom this morning. I'm not sure if anybody else had issues getting logged into Zoom. Yeah, I don't know, it's weird. I've never had that issue before, but I logged in on the computer and then now I'm back on, I'm not Zoom, on Discord. I logged back in on my computer and then I was good. 1 second, guys. All right, guys, morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today's Friday, September 29th. It is 6:27 right now. Market's gonna open shortly. I'm gonna go ahead and try to mark up liquidity real quick. I don't really have too much time to mark up liquidity. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties getting started, but looks like we are good to go now. So let me go ahead and start marking up the liquidity over here. I'm not going to go on the weekly. I'm just going to go from the hour and down because we're probably not going to touch those levels today. So lower low right there. All right. All right, looks good. Going down to the 30-minute. Going down to the 15. Going down to the 10, and I think we are good to go. All right, perfect. So I marked up liquidity right there. Closest level of liquidity is going to be, there's one up top right here and there's one down below. So this might get hit pre-market right there. This is going to be the first level of liquidity right here. If you guys are looking to take that, I mean, it looks like it's going to get hit before market open, but I mean, we'll see what happens there. So first level liquidity is going to be at 34,141, and the lower level is going to be down here at 34,001. Going back to our main chart over here, we currently have a buy signal. So, or actually, we don't have a buy signal yet. But if we do get a buy signal, then we might be looking for a possible buy here. So we got to wait to see if this candle here closes. If it closes, we may possibly get a buy there. Just a reminder, there was some heavy news this morning. So at 5:30, we had some inflation news, core PCE price index month over month, year over year, pretty much mixed news. There was positive news and there was negative news. So there's news at 5:30 and there's more news at 6:45 and 7. So I'll mark up news real quick over here at 5:30, which was this big candle right there. Fix that big candle right there. And then we have news at 6:45 and then we have news at 7. So we got to be really careful with this breakout V2 today, if and when it does come up, because obvious reasons, there's news coming up pretty soon at 6:45. So market is now open, guys. Here, or sorry, it's not open yet. It's about to open. We have about one more candle until market opens, and then we'll see where that ends up going from here. If the market does open how it currently is, then the breakout V2 will technically be a sell. You guys can see how crazy this candle is moving right here pre-market. So you might want to be a little careful with taking that entry there if you are looking to take the breakout V2. Sorry, guys, market is open. Actually, this was the opening candle. So that was the opening candle right there. I don't know what's up with my computer. I don't know if you guys can see my computer still says 6:29 right here for some reason. Hasn't changed. But my other screen said 6:30 already. So thanks, Maddie, for confirming that. But anyways, market is now open, guys. Here is the open price. As you guys can see, this candle here is way too big, guys. I don't think I'll be taking the breakout V2 if it does come up. I'll mark it up if it comes up, but I highly doubt I'll be taking it, because you guys can see the crazy movement right here. This is the market reaction based off the inflation news over here. You can see the price went up super heavily, but the news was pretty mixed. It was positive and it was negative. So price pushed up right here from 5:30 from the inflation news, and then price came down very hard right here on open. So market is now open. If you get a second red candle, then this will technically be the breakout V2, but I will probably hold off on taking it because of the obviously, the crazy movement right here. So I'll let you guys know if anything changes, but for the most part, I'm not necessarily planning on taking it because of the very unusual price movement right here. So just keep that in mind, guys. Perfect. All right, so we didn't get 2 red candles yet. We're still looking for that possible breakout V2 entry. It still isn't up yet, but we'll see. C6 to take a look at CNBC's breaking news. Let's see. Okay, so breaking news over here from CNBC: Dow jumps 200 points, boasted by new data showing inflation rose less than expected. So CNBC over here pushed that price jump, and price actually did the opposite and it came straight down. So yeah, pretty much direct reaction to the breaking news this morning on open. So it basically said, oh, market's going up, and then market did the opposite and came straight down. So yeah, just be careful, guys, for your entries right now. A lot of manipulation going on. You guys can see CNBC literally just reported this at like 6:31. 6:31, they were like, oh, market's jumping. As soon as you look at the chart, market comes straight down as soon as they reported it. So just be careful, guys. If you guys are looking to trade right now, it's clear manipulation right here. Market did go up right here from the inflation news. Came up right here, and then it came down immediately when CNBC reported on it. So a lot of people call it the Kramer effect. If you guys have seen like a lot of the memes, trading memes, people call this the Kramer effect trading news, where like basically whenever CNBC reports stuff, the market does a complete opposite. So this right here would technically be the breakout V2 if you guys are looking to take it. Again, like I mentioned, it might be a little risky. So if you are looking to take it, I would probably want to go for like 100 pips or so. But this looks like it'll be a setup for the breakout V2 right here. If the candle does close and it comes down, actually, I'm not going to entertain this. This candle here is too big. If it was up here, it would have been fine. But this here is just way too big of a candle. So there you go. If you guys are looking to take the breakout V2, I'm following it. I'm not in the position. I'm not going to risk it. This is just way too risky to hop into, especially with all this crazy movement on open. So here's a breakout V2. It looks like it's going to hit if you guys are in it, but I'm just going to follow it. I will go and document this trade, but not in this position myself personally. Looks like liquidity right there is getting hit as well. So I think if it comes back down for another swing, it's probably going to blast through and hit TP. But again, I'm not in this position. It's just way too risky for me to hop into it. If you guys wanted to, you guys could have just got in and out very quickly for 100 pips, because it did drop like about like 200 pips right there. Not to the full 25 points, but it did drop pretty nicely. It's moving a little too crazy right now. So I'm going to sit tight and just wait for another opportunity for me to get in. But I'm not going to hop into this here. So we'll follow it. You guys can see it's there's just a lot of unpredictability right here. You guys can see it's kind of just going back and forth. I mean, this can easily go in and out, and we can easily come back down, or it can easily go back up. So I don't want to be in that risk, especially with today being Friday. As you guys know, Fridays and Mondays are typically the riskier days to trade. Friday, because people are exiting the market, there's usually high impact news on Friday. And then on Monday, because people are entering the market from the weekend. So today's Friday. You get a lot of this crazy movement right here. A lot of this is based off the inflation news. So you guys can see over here, there was inflation news this morning. It was high impact. It was mixed. It wasn't very one-sided. So that's why, the market's kind of going back and forth, because prior, when the market first opened, it went down because of the negative news here. But the news is obviously bullish here, with regard to PCE price index year over year, and then basically personal spending, and then everything else pretty much. It's just price index month over month, which was negative. It wasn't very down, but it was negative for the most part. So I wasn't in this position here, guys, but I'm going to document it. We need this documentation for our spreadsheet. So I'm going to take this position here. And there is just a lot of crazy volatility. Yeah, exactly. And Alan said, plus we don't know if we shut down over the weekend. Yeah, so there's a government shutdown. I don't think it's going to make a big deal, guys. It's just going to cause a lot of manipulation today and on Monday, depending on if the government shuts down. But it's going to be business as usual. So just to keep that in mind, guys. I know Barack posted a message in the Discord, kind of like freaking out about like possible shutdown. But the thing is, we've traded during a shutdown before, guys. It's not like it's nothing new to us. We've traded during a government shutdown. It doesn't really change very much. It just things are just, the first couple of days of it happening, it's like crazy manipulation because people don't know what's going on. But realistically, it's not anything too out of the ordinary. So, all right, I'm gonna go put down this entry right here. It's for a sell loss. I mean, the win-loss ratio is not that bad. If you think about it, it's really not that bad because it's still above 50% win-loss ratio. Anything above 50% for a one-to-one strategy is still profitable. So we'll keep following it. But anyways, there goes another entry that's been documented for the breakout V2. Looking over here, we currently may be looking at a possible momentum counter scalp if we get a buy signal here. So if we get a buy signal here and we get two following red candles, it'll technically be a momentum counter scalp to the downside. Looking over here at retail sentiment, it's currently 60% long. This indicates that 60% of retail traders are currently buying right now. So we typically want to do the opposite and sell. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently, they're up 158 points. So they're currently bullish right now. So it's a mixed market at the moment. I'll go ahead and put this over here real quick. So we have today's overall bias. Retail sentiment is bearish, 60% long. Fundamental bias is bullish. It's plus 150 points. Short-term technicals, I'm going to assume that this is bullish. Long-term technicals, I'm going to assume this is neutral. So let's take a look at those real quick too. So looking over here at the short term, actually it's pretty neutral on the short side too. So on the 1 minute, you can see prices below the pivots, the trend meter is red. 5 minute prices below the pivots, trend meter is red, and the 10-minute prices in between. So this is actually going to be neutral right now. So we'll put bearish neutral, my mistake. And then looking over here at the higher time frames, you can see it's pretty much mixed. The 30-minute here is bullish, 1 hour is bullish, 4 hours bearish. So with that said, it's straight neutral. So yeah, we have a mixed bias for today, as you guys can see. It's bearish with regard to retail sentiment. It's bullish with regard to fundamentals. It's bearish neutral for short term. The momentum counter scalp might be coming up right here, guys. So if there is a red candle that closes right there, this will technically be a momentum counter scalp entry if you guys are looking to take that there. You got about 20 seconds left on the candle. I just want to make sure we mark this up so that you guys don't miss it if you guys are looking to take it. If you guys do decide to take it, make sure that you actually confirm that this candle closes red, because it can easily shift at the last couple of seconds. So make sure you wait for that candle to close. As soon as it closes, you can possibly write it down for maybe like 100 pips or so. So let's see where it's currently at. This thing kind of spiked super quickly. I don't know if anybody was able to even look at it or catch it, but it is spiking down right now. And it did go straight to TP. I took the trade with myself right there. As it pulled up right here, as it came back down, I entered for that sell. And I got in for a really smooth entry and just blasted right through. I'm glad I didn't enter right away because this thing was just crazy. It like literally closed and I was waiting for it to close. It spiked up and when it came up, I was like, damn, I missed the trade. And then as it came back down, I just entered my sell and it blasted right through my CP. So it looks like a lot of you guys here caught it. Yeah, William said, heck yeah, MCX. This is William's favorite strategy. Initially William was kind of iffy about it, but I'm sure you like it now, William, right? The first couple of times we took the momentum counter scalp, it was kind of like, we weren't sure about it, right? But the thing with this here is that whenever the momentum counter scalp goes in our direction of bias, I actually like the strategy. So like we wrote up the bias right here. Retail sentiment was bearish. Fundamental bias was like bullish, but it was coming down. Short-term technicals were bearish neutral, and long-term technicals were bearish neutral as well for the most part. So when this came down, I was like, okay, this is going to go in the direction of our bias. So I probably want to take this. It just closed a little too late, bounced around a bit, and then it blasted right through. So thankfully it played through perfect. And on that trade right there, locking a full TP of 2000 on my 200K account. So I'll take a screenshot of my trade there. Here, let me see if I can post this up over here. So if you guys have profits to post up, it looks like a lot of you guys took it. William caught it, Nikki caught it, Oscar caught it, Maddie caught it, Maria caught it. A lot of you guys here caught that trade. It was a very quick trade, so you had to be on your feet. You had to be paying attention. If you guys didn't catch it, I mean, it's completely fine, guys. We're going to look for some more trades here. That's not the only trade for today. So thankfully, this one played out in our favor. I wasn't too keen on taking the breakout V2, but this one here looked like it was a correction back down. So it looks like right here, if you take the breakout V2, it looks like it just faked out. It slightly went up and then it came all the way back down. So here's the breakout V2. It like literally came up, just touched the stop loss, and then it came straight back down to a TP. So you guys can see the manipulation here on open. I wasn't too comfortable with the breakout V2, but I was comfortable with the momentum counter scalp here. It happened super quickly, but it looks like majority of you guys here did catch the trade. So yeah, there goes the trade right there for the day. That's the first trade that we've taken here. The next trade, so there was also a intraday scalp right here. I think the candle was too big though, so I wouldn't have taken it. Yeah, the candle here was way too big for the intraday scalp. Yeah, that would have been skipped. It was over 300 pips. So we'll continue looking for the next two strategies. I'm going to go ahead and just update this here real quick. There's another win here for the counter scalp. Whoops. 9:29:23. Entry happened at about, I'm going to approximate it at 6:40. It was for a sell when 100 pips. I copied this over right here. All right, so the win-loss ratio for the momentum counter scalp is actually pretty good. So I'm going to copy this over to our official trades because I actually took this one myself. The only trades that fall under the official trades are the ones that I take myself, as you guys know. Counter scalp. So looking pretty good so far. Back to the charts over here, guys. We don't have any other entries right now. It's 6:44. Market's going to have its news right here at 6:45. It's the news for Chicago PMI. It's medium impact. I would avoid any trades right now. It's basically Chicago PMI inflation news. It's going to be a continuation of the news from earlier. So I think this news will be negative because the other news over here prior was negative as well. So expecting this here to be negative, and we'll see what happens in the next 30 seconds. So as you wait for that, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up the levels. So I'll start marking up our levels over here. No, before I do that, let me go to the clean chart. I have to change the colors of these here. Opening price right there, 8 o'clock right there. And there goes the news right there. Let me mark up the news candle real quick. All right, let's see. You guys think it's negative? Let's see what the news was. Check the news real quick. And it was negative, just like I thought. Oh, yeah. You know, whenever you guys see news coming up, it's usually a follow-up of like, you know, what happened prior. So Chicago PMI for the month, you guys can see over here, price index month over month was negative, month over month. Year over year was positive, but month over month was negative. So I figured for this month, Chicago PMI is going to be negative because obviously it was negative for the month, right? So you just use your common sense sometimes, guys. You know, I don't like to predict news, but you use your common sense like, oh, it's negative for the month. It's got to be negative for this month, right? And it was negative. So did exactly what we kind of anticipated. And that's the thing with trading sometimes, guys, is that you kind of have to use your common sense. I know it's kind of hard for people sometimes, but you really just got to use your common sense when trying to predict certain things. Even though I don't recommend predicting things, a lot of times it's not very difficult to just have like an idea like, okay, this is probably going to be negative because for one, the bias for today is negative, plus the news earlier was negative, so it's probably gonna be negative. All right, so price is dumping pretty heavy right now, guys. If you guys are looking to take anything, I'd probably be a little careful because it is very overextended. So I'd wait for some sort of retracement and continuation in your direction. And, I'm going to try my hardest to just be the voice in your head, guys. I mean, you guys don't have to listen to me, but if I tell you it's risky, at least take that into consideration. It doesn't necessarily mean don't trade, but just take that into consideration, because the thing is, I'm trying to prevent you guys from getting into unnecessary losses. And I think that's a problem with a lot of people. You just got to be a little careful with avoiding unnecessary losses. Because the thing is, if you guys look back at your trades, so like, for example, you guys can see over here how I document all my trades, right? If you look back at your trades, guys, you can see which trades you could have avoided. Like this right here, this was a dumb trade for me. You can see price was overextended and there was CPI in this pre-market. I should have totally avoided this trade here, but what did I do? I took it. So if you guys can use that to your advantage and be like, okay, next time if price is overextended and CPI inflation was out or inflation news came out, maybe I'll avoid the trade. Like, so for today, I avoided the breakout V2, right? And what happened with the breakout V2? It lost. And why did it lose? Because we had inflation news pre-market and we had some crazy movement right here, right? So you look back at my loss over here, it says price was overextended, which it was, and you look at CPI news, it's the same thing. If I would have taken the trade today, I would have lost the trade, but I look back at my trade on the 13th. I'm like, okay, I took a dumb trade on this day. Don't make that same mistake. What happened today? No loss. I just have a win. So you just got to use trial and error, guys. Like if you guys are having trouble with consistency, what I would recommend is to just document your trades. If you guys want to copy my spreadsheet, just go over to the Discord. Go to the Discord, go to 2020 official live trades, pull up my spreadsheet here, copy this, and then just fill in your own trades and then put notes here so you guys know not to make dumb trades in the future. Because my win rate is pretty nice for this month. Like I did pretty good. Like I never look at my trades like that, but like for this month, it's pretty solid because I've been more detail oriented with regards to the data here. So anyways, there's no entries available right now, guys. So don't worry, you're not missing out on anything at the moment. The other two entries that we're looking for would be the intraday scalp. So in order for us to get that, we need to get a buy signal come up, sell signal come up, match the trend meter down below with red. And that would be the intraday scalp for a sell. The other entry would be the high-low momentum scalp, which would be the first one on open. We haven't had that yet. So we're going to look for a lower low, buy signal that will break and close past pivots 1 and 2. And then if we get that, then that'll be an entry for a high-low momentum scalp. So we don't have those two entries right now, but we'll be looking for those. Those are two we only have two other strategies here that we're looking to possibly document, which would be the high-low momentum scalp, intraday scalp on open, and I'll change this on open as well. We're just looking for those two. Once we have those two right there, then we'll be looking for a third one. So these two right here, which we are testing, and then our official strategy, which is the momentum pullback scalp. What we need to look for here is we need to look for a buy signal. We need price to push up slightly, provide a sell signal, retrace up, and come down, right? It's that head and shoulders pattern that I've been kind of just alluding to for the past couple of weeks. I never really planned for it to be a head and shoulders pattern, but that's kind of what it is, right? If we get a buy signal, we need price to push up a little bit, provide the sell signal, retrace up a little bit, come back down, and our entry is going to happen right here on the next shoulder. So I think we have a pretty good routine down, guys. We've been doing this pretty much for, I don't know, for the past 2 months now, this routine of like testing these strategies and then also focusing on our main official strategy, which is the momentum pullback scalp. I think that's going to be like the key thing for us to really focus on. So hopefully you guys are like making a lot of profit with this month. I mean, this has been a pretty good month for all of us. I think a lot of you guys have been doing very well looking at everybody's profits so far. So we have some team profits over here. We got Kenny, total profit of 4,860 for the day, all wins. Nice work right there, Kenny. We've got Maddie here, total profit of 550 per account. So solid work right there, Maddie. And then we have David over here, total profit of 2190 for the day. Nice work, David. If you guys have more profit to post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, we're going to wait for an entry here. If you don't get one anytime soon, it's completely fine. We'll keep waiting. We're just going to fish. We're just going to fish for the entry here. So we're just waiting for the entry to come to us. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a screenshot of my profits for the day so that you guys can see my account. Oh, and I also need to give you guys a little heads up too. So let me just post this up real quick and I'll give you guys the heads up that I was trying to, that I need to give you guys. Yeah, I forgot to turn the copier off for my TFF account again. It's okay. So I was messing with my accounts and I forgot to, I was messing with it yesterday and I forgot to make the adjustment. So you guys will see here that I have like one account with a 0. It's one of my TFF accounts. I keep forgetting to turn it back on. And I'm just going to show you guys the day because I had to switch around a couple of accounts and I had to put on some new accounts. So the weekly and the monthly is just not going to match up. So it's not really necessary for me to share those. Let's see where we're at. I'm going to post this on the Telegram because it's easier to copy over. Okay, so here are my profits for the day. Here's my first funded engineer account. I locked in 1,250. This is my FTMO locked in 1,010. Second FTMO 1,010. Third FTMO 1,010. My 200K account 2,120. This is my funded engineer account number 2. Total profit of 620. This is my personal account locked in 315. This is my TFF. I forgot to turn on the copier, so it's 0. And then my other TFF, I locked in 766. So solid profits right there for that specific trade that we took, the momentum pullback scalp. And, just documenting these trades here is going to help you guys trust the strategy even more. So I'm going to continue to document the trades and we will continue to go on from there. Here, 1 second, guys. Let me check this real quick. All right, so here's the thing that I got to remind you guys. If you guys don't remember, if you guys join the Discord, make sure to click on Kodi Kai Trades up here and click Show All Channels, because if you don't have that, it's not going to show everything here. So I think some people are having trouble at finding these Zoom links. Just make sure you have this logged in over here or clicked on, and then you'll have your Zoom links right here under Premium. So just heads up, guys. Also, one thing that I wanted to since all you guys are here so far, there's no trades for us right now, guys, so don't worry, you're not missing out on anything at the moment. One thing that I wanted to warn you guys about was potential scammers out there. So I saw that there's a fake account that's trying to add people. It's right here. Whenever you guys look at or whenever you guys get a message, make sure that you guys check the username, right? You can see here that it says Kodi Kai Trades. Like Kia, this is misspelled. It's not spelled right. There's going to be people who are going to pretend to be me. You can see here it says Kodi Kai Trades, logo, website. But look at the username right here. It says Kodi Kai. It's not Kodi Kai, it's Kodi Kai. So you guys got to make sure that this here is spelled properly here and make sure you don't get scammed. Also, I'm never going to ask you guys for any Bitcoin or any of that stuff. So just don't. This person tried to join the group today and I was like, this guy's an idiot. I'm going to see exactly who he was. So I banned him immediately. So just make sure if you guys are getting messages or getting ads from somebody, click on the username and then their profile will come up, and make sure Kodi Kai is spelled correctly. Okay, guys, I just want to look out for you guys. I want to make sure nobody gets scammed here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new category here on under the community, and it's going to say like scam alert. So you guys, whenever you guys get messaged by a random person who you guys are not familiar with, or you think it might be a scam, you guys can post it there. I'll probably put that up over the weekend. But again, I'm looking out for you guys as much as I can, but I can't help you guys unless you guys listen. So just make sure whenever you get a message from anybody that might be me or you think it might be me, click on the username and make sure that it's actually me. Let me see if I can actually pull up my own account here. Okay, so for example here, if you ever get a message from somebody and you're wondering if it's me, just click on the username, right? And then you can see over here, it says Kodi Kai Trades. Kodi Kai Trades, it's spelled Kodi Kai Trades, no spaces, no underlines, it's all spelled correctly. And that's how you can confirm that it's me. So the scammers are gonna follow everywhere, guys. It doesn't matter where we are, if we're on Telegram, if we're on Discord. At least on Discord, we have a little bit more control. So it's gonna be easier for me to catch these guys whenever they come up and stuff like that. But yeah, if you guys see anything suspicious, just let us know. You know, we all have to look out for each other here. Anyways, we have a current pending buy signal right here, guys. We have news coming up at 7 o'clock, which is completely fine, but we do have a pending buy signal right here. Price broke and closed past the pivots 1 and 2 already. So there's no opportunity here for a high level momentum scalp. So that's out of the question. There's no entries here available at the moment. And we'll be looking for any possibility of entry as price continues to, you know, obviously move along here. So, all right, we'll see. We need to get this buy signal here. Once we get this buy signal, then we can start looking for a continuation back to the downside. So this is the first part of the setup that I was telling you guys about. So we're getting a buy signal here. Price comes down a little bit. Price comes up, sell signal, and continuation. That's where we're going to look for our momentum pullback scalp. So just got to sit tight and just have to wait for the opportunity to come to us here. And then we also have news right here at 7 o'clock. So either way, we're gonna have to wait. All right. We got news coming up right here in about 2 seconds. So since we got some downtime here, I'm going to go ahead and start updating the spreadsheet real quick. Also want to make sure everything here is good. Okay, so for the month of September so far, we've taken 15 buys, 8 sells, we had 19 wins so far, 4 losses, and a total profit of 1,900 pips. Total trades of 23 trades, total win-loss ratio of 82.6%. So pretty decent. I mean, it's pretty good for the most part. Stats for the month of September. I had to make up from last month, guys. I screwed up last month. I took like 2 dumb trades at the end. You guys saw this over here in August. I could have easily avoided these 2 trades and the win-loss ratio would have been better. After this happened, FTMO actually put me on like their crappy server. They put me on server 2. So I had like, my trades weren't as good. And then now that I'm back with a high win-loss ratio, they actually moved me back to server 1. That's why I had to change accounts. I can't say for sure if that's what FTMO does, but it seems like that would be the case, right? Because they have 2 different servers. It's probably like their A book and their B book. So if you suck at trading, they move you to server 2. If you're good at trading, they move you to server 1 because they want to copy your trades. So I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I'm assuming that's how it is, because whenever I have like crappy months, I typically get a new account from FTMO once I get a payout. They just they're like, hey, here's a new account. We had to change some settings on ours. And that's pretty much, I'm assuming how it works. I can't say for sure, but if we were to make a guess, I think that's how they determine who's a good trader and who's not. Anyways, we have news right here at 7 o'clock, guys. I'm gonna go and take this off. The news right there at 7 was for, it was for the core Michigan inflation expectations. So just some more inflation news right here. Positive news. You guys can see price pushed up. So price pushed up where we're supposed to. The news is positive right here, and price kind of had a little spike to the upside. Let me go over here and check the overall bias again. So we have retail sentiment over here currently at 62%. Thanks, William, for confirming that for us. So 62% long, this indicates that 62% of retail traders are currently buying right now. So you typically want to do the opposite and sell. So with that said, they might pump price up a little bit, let some buyers kind of have some breathing room, and then they'll dump price right back down. So looking at that there, we currently have, it's still bearish. It's even more bearish, actually, 62% long. Looking over here at the fundamentals are now back to, they're like bullish neutral. So it was earlier, it was at plus 70. Now it's at plus 100. So I'm just going to change this to bullish neutral because it keeps shifting. So price comes back down, it's going to go back to neutral, of course, right? Looking over here at the technicals. So we have neutral here on the 1 minute. We have neutral here on the 5 minute and bearish over here on the 10. So actually, these are both bearish. We'll just leave it as is. It's bearish neutral right now. Looking over here at the higher time frame, it's neutral, neutral, bearish. So same thing there too. We'll just leave it at neutral. So technically, we still have a bearish bias right now, guys. In my opinion, I think we still have a bearish bias. But looking at where price is currently at, I think it might just consolidate here for a bit. So what we're looking for here is we're looking for a sell signal. If we get a sell signal that comes up here, that's going to be an intraday scalp entry. I'll see how it looks. I mean, if it looks good, maybe I'll take it for 100 pips. If not, then I'll look for the momentum pullback scalp that's to follow. So yeah, we'll see what that is. The ATR is currently at 20, so the volatility is still pretty decently high. It's not super amazing, but it is decently high right now. Yeah, other than that, I don't think I really see too much. Let's go over here to the clean chart. I'm going to start marking up structure over here so that you guys can see how the market's moving. Structure right there. And if you guys are wondering how I mark up structure, I typically just mark up the lower lows and the higher highs because those are strong points. They usually turn into support and resistance. And that's typically all I do. So I mark up the higher high, lower low, basically where the current ones are. Take that off, and you guys can see market structure there. So you guys can see, if you guys have my indicators, my high-low indicator, it makes it extremely easy to mark up structure because it pretty much takes out all the guesswork and it takes out all the noise. Because you can mark up structure everywhere, right? There's like a bunch of high lows all over the place. But if you have this indicator, you can look for the higher highs, lower lows, mark those up as zones, and you take them off, and you can see here that price is just ranging within this area. So it's not really a good area to trade. I mean, in my opinion, if price does come back down, that's probably going to be solid because it'll consolidate here for a bit and then make its way back down, right? And then right here, it might bounce back up. But who knows, right? A lot of different scenarios here can play out. It's not really in a good area right now, but you guys can see that price is having trouble getting past this point. So if that's the case, then we might get a sell signal here and price may continue to climb back down. So, I mean, it's just a matter of time until we see what happens here. Yeah, Maddie said might drop down and stop to lure retail in. Yeah, I agree. You know, I think price might just consolidate here for a bit. And then all of a sudden we get that sell signal and it'll just come down slightly. And that'll be the intraday scalp entry because it's going to line up with the trend meter down below. So we have a lot of opportunities right here, but I do like that price is consolidating right here, right now. So there we go. There goes a sell signal that's coming up. If this here closes, this will technically be the intraday scalp. Looking at this here, let me see how it looks. Because the ATR currently is 2020, I think 2020 should be fine. I mean, I'd probably just go for 100 pips though if you guys are looking to take this intraday scalp, because I mean 20 points is kind of pushing it, right? You got to wait for price to get like down here, and that's kind of a risky area for me personally, the way I see it, because you can see price is still consolidating right here. Unless we get a strong push out, then you know, great, price will probably continue dropping. But if it just closes halfway right here, it's probably going to go back to this consolidation and just go back and forth. So does not look like it's going to close, and it's not going to close there. So on to the next candle. But whenever you guys see a momentum signal like that and it kind of disappears, it kind of gives you a heads up that, okay, that thing's probably not going to move great. It's not going to move smoothly, right? You guys have seen it before. Like you guys have seen when you have these momentum signals and they keep like showing up and they disappear. And then when the entry finally comes, it's usually not a good entry, right? It usually has a big range or consolidation phase. and then eventually it comes down, but you know, it's a bit messy sometimes. Let's see. So Daniel's asking if this was a V1 right here. Yes, you are correct. That is a V1 right there. If you guys took it, it would have hit TP, it looks like. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine to have the momentum here, but you can't have the momentum on the second candle, like on the candle right before entry. So yeah, this would be a V1 variation right here. Overall bias is bearish, everything lined up. And that'd be a V1 right there. I was like, I'm surprised Vince isn't calling it, but I looked at the member list and Vince is actually not here. He's probably out last night. Last night was Thursday. Yeah, it's typical Vince. Yeah, because Vince is usually the one that's always calling out the V1 variations, but knowing Vince, he probably went out and partied on Thursday. So I'm assuming that's why he's not here. All right, so we have the sell signal that's currently coming up right here. Again, this is going to be the intraday scalp. I don't really feel comfortable with it though, so I'm not going to take it. If it comes up, I'll mark it up and I'll follow it, but I'm not going to take it. I'll just follow it. I think the movement down below is just a little too heavy. Well, I mean, not too heavy, but it's a little too far. With this low volatility here and the candle keeps disappearing with the momentum signal, I just don't like how it's moving. I like when it's like a pretty strong candle and it doesn't really have any pullback and it just goes straight down. But yeah, if it needs to hit TP, it's got to come down here. It's got to have to break a new structure down here. So it's going to have to break the lower low if it comes down to that point. So it's another reason why I'm just not too comfortable with taking this specific. And it does not look like it's going to close. So there wasn't even an entry there. So again, that's another thing that I look for, guys. It's not a rule that I can really set up. It's more so just like an intuition. So like whenever I see something like that and the candle's not very strong, the momentum keeps disappearing. In my mind, I kind of think, okay, that's probably not going to play out. So it's not really a requirement that we can put in because it's hard to test. Like you can't test when the candle's moving like that unless you're watching it live, right? You can't see how the candle moves real time. So as you guys can see there, it's a little bit of a choppy movement here. So there's another opportunity coming up right here, but again, still I wouldn't take a trade. I'll just follow it, and if you guys want to take it, we'll document it. We have to document it either way. So yeah, Brian said the V1 is right after the news candle. Yeah, I think news is right here at 7 o'clock. So again, that'd be a reason not to take the trade for the V1 right there, Daniel. Thanks, Brian, for the heads up. I totally forgot there was news at 7 o'clock right there. All right, so let's see if there's anything else here for us to take. It's 7:09 right now. Again, guys, just remember today's Friday. So if you guys are happy with your profits for the week, I'm pretty happy with my profits. So I don't know if I'll take any more trades today. If I see something good, I'll take it, but I'm not going to force anything because I don't want to throw away the profits I made earlier this week. And I think that's a mindset that you guys got to come in with. Monday, don't be too jumpy to jump into trades because you don't want to get into a bad trade early on in the week. And then towards the end of the week on Friday, if you guys are happy with your profits, then just wrap it up for the week. If you guys follow a lot of the popular traders out there, you'll see that a lot of traders only trade Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right? We trade every day, but we're not forcing trades on Monday or Friday. On Monday or Friday, if it looks good, then I'll take it. But if it doesn't look good, I'm not going to force it. Because typically, like I mentioned, Mondays and Fridays are the riskier days to trade. So we got some more profits over here. We have Natasha, total profit of 324 for the day. Nice work, Natasha. So solid profits right there. And then we have Gian over here, total profit of 1,120. Hit your goal for the day, Gian. Nice work. Other than that, I'll go back to the chat later. So PC was talking about okay, so PC mentioned that the spreadsheets are not all formulated properly. I mean, it happens sometimes when I'm updating the trades here. So let me just do some updates real quick since there's no entries available. There's still no entries here, so there's no sell signal. I'll just do this real quick. It doesn't take that long. So this is for the momentum counter scalp. And I think what I'll do with this data is I'll start splitting it up into multiple months. So I'll switch it up from August to September to October, and we'll just keep testing this towards the end of the year. So if we like it, then we'll just keep applying it, right? Because the market's changing right now as we go into the fall season. So, all right, win-loss ratio for the momentum counter scalp is currently at an 82.76% win rate, 24 wins, 5 losses, total profit of 1,150 pips. Looking over here at the breakout V2. Yeah, because whenever I update the data, guys, I don't always update the formula. So the data is kind of corrupted sometimes, and I just have to update it. So thanks, PC, for the heads up. I know sometimes I get lazy. I just don't update it. All right, so the win-loss ratio for the breakout V2 is currently 57.14%. 20 wins, 15 losses, total profit of 1,250, total trades of 35 trades. As you guys can see, this has a higher win rate, but it's about the same amount of profit. This one actually has more profit if you took every trade because of the risk to reward is 1-to-1. Here is the intraday scalp. So also looking over here at the intraday scalp, it also has a pretty deep, actually it's not so great, 63.16% win rate. So I mean, it's all right. This is also a 1-to-1 strategy. So as long as it's above 50%, it's a solid strategy because you're still going to make profit, right? You're not going to make 100% like profit on these types of strategies. That's why for the negative risk to reward, like the momentum counter scalp, it has a very high win rate, but the profits are about the same, right? 1,150, breakout V2, 1,200. Intraday scalp, we don't have enough data here, but it's only 600 because there's just not enough data. Currently the high-low momentum scalp over here. Let me go back to the charts real quick, guys. Okay, so this wouldn't have been an entry. I just want to make sure that you, I want to clear that up. So for this right here, it has to be a valid sell signal. It looks like Daniel caught it. It's all good if you caught it, Daniel. This would still be an entry if you wanted to take it. But this right here would be considered an invalid momentum signal because it has a green candle within it. So in order for it to be valid, it needs to be a red sell signal with a red candle within it in order for it to be satisfied as a valid momentum signal. So with that said, there's no intraday scalp right here. I mean, it would have been nice if this was a valid candle. It would have went straight down to TP, but unfortunately it wasn't. So this is not going to be considered the intraday scalp entry. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So Daniel here is waiting for the momentum pullback scalp. I'm looking for the same thing. So we're going to mark up some more levels down here. Since price will probably continue dropping. So looking at this here, the entry would technically happen right here. Fuck, I missed it. So it looks like the entry is already active, guys. I missed the trade. It happened too quickly. Yeah, the pullback happened right there. So I don't know if anybody was able to catch it. Daniel caught it, CC caught it. It looks like majority of you guys here were able to catch it. It happened too quickly. I was waiting for it to like pull up and I was going to enter manually on my MC4, but it just happened too quickly. So price came down right here, retracement, entry would happen right here at the 50 mark. You guys can see how I touched it and it literally came straight down to TP. So if you guys got it, great work. If you guys did it, completely fine, guys. I missed it myself, so I can't take it. I won't be counting this as an official trade, but it did play out perfect. This is exactly the entry that we were looking for. So if you guys are not familiar with the momentum pullback scalp, this is the official strategy that we're applying. So this is the one that I mainly look for. Everything else is in testing phase. So like the momentum counter scalp, the breakout V2, I think the counter scalp might be one of the official strategies eventually because it's such a good strategy as well. As long as it moves in my direction. So I might have to use that as a confluence that it's moving in our direction. So yeah, the momentum counter scalp is one that we're typically looking at. Breakout V2 is one that we're looking at, but this here is the official strategy that we're applying pretty much every day. The reason why I started to test other strategies is because this entry wouldn't come up every single day, right? It would come up every so often, but not every single day. Especially when the volatility was low. Now that the volatility is back to moving pretty decent, I think we're going to have more entries coming up. So this entry here hit TP, guys. I'm not going to count it as a TP because I didn't take it. The only trades that come up here on my official trades are the ones that I take myself. So even though they hit TP, I'm not going to count it. I try to be as transparent as possible with you guys so that you guys understand that this is possible. If you just take the live trades here that I take myself, you guys will be able to find profitability and you can have that consistency, you know, day over day or week over week or month over month, whatever you guys want to consider it. You know, it's the whole reason I'm doing this data mining basically with all of our trades. I mean, it's been helping me. For me, I'm not taking any more dumb trades because I'm able to see here from my trading journal. So if you guys haven't started a trading journal, I do recommend you guys do. I think this has made me a lot more consistent for this specific month. I had a bit of a crappy month last month, so I was like, okay, I gotta do something about it. And I started the spreadsheet. Now I'm doing amazing. So I was doing good pretty much all year. So like so let's see, on January, I had an 80% win rate. February, I had a 92% win rate. March, we had an 87% win rate. April, 89% win rate. I was pretty on point. May, I had 100% win rate, no losses. June, 91% win rate. July, we had an 88% win rate. And then in August, I started making a lot of mistakes. So I was like, okay, I gotta do something to bounce back. And that's when I created the spreadsheet. And now I'm back at it. I'm at 82%. It's not like 89%, but it's still above 80. So that's it's a win in my book for consistency. So yeah, if you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, we'll continue looking for another trade here. Unfortunately, I missed the trade, so there's nothing for me to take here. We're still looking for the intraday scalp. So in order for us to get that, we're looking for the same setup to reset here. We're looking for a buy signal to push price up, provide a sell signal, match the trend meter, and that'll be an intraday scalp entry. The other entry that we can look for here is a possible high low momentum scalp. So right here, we have a lower low. If we get price pushing up and we get a buy signal, then that's going to be it's technically going to be an entry for a high level momentum scalp. Prices need to break and close past pivots 1 and 2 with that buy signal, and we can look for that push to the upside right there for a high level momentum scalp. Otherwise, our official entry right here for the momentum pullback scalp, we'll be looking for the same setup. And you guys can see the setup right here. The setup played out perfect. It's like basically a half arm. Price pushed up, came down a little bit. There goes the head. There goes the shoulder. It would have came down from there. So we're looking for the same thing here. We're looking for price to push back up again and then give us that same pattern entry right there. So it's just a repeat of the pattern, guys. We're just looking for it to repeat again. It's going to happen again because we've been testing the strategy for, let me see, how long have we been taking the momentum pullback scalp? We've been taking the momentum pullback scalp since July. So since July, it's been pretty solid. So July, August, September, 3 months now. All right, so we'll just continue waiting for this here. We got some profits over here from Shiv. All right, Shiv, nice work. So Shiv said he's done for the week. He took this trade over here, locked in 3,994, and then he took another trade over here. He's now up 4,520 for the day. Nice work, Shiv, all wins. So solid profits right there from Shiv. I'll go and add that to the team profits. Sorry guys, 1 second. Sorry guys. Dogs are barking. I don't understand why people go outside and talk on their phone all fucking loud. So you got home. Sorry guys. There's just Kodi Kai just bark at like random when people are just like outside making noise. All right, so we have no trades here right now. We're looking for a possibility of we just need the buy signal. So realistically, we need that buy signal. If the buy signal comes up, then it's going to be a possible entry for a high level momentum scalp. If we don't get that, then we're going to look for the follow-up, which would be the intraday scalp, or it would be a momentum pullback scalp. So close the door. All right, so there's no entries available right now, guys. Let me see if there's anything else for us here to look at. Let's take a look at the news calendar. There's more news at 9 o'clock. There's nothing else from now until then. It's low impact news, but it wouldn't really matter because I don't think any of you guys are going to be trading that late into the session. We have the Fed speaking at 9:45. That's pretty much like the most important thing happening. It's going to happen about 2 hours after our live session. Other than that, let's see if there's any updates here. So we got, let's see, CNBC says Biden administration moves ahead with new plan to cancel student debt. All right, let's see what they got over here. All right, so Biden administration announced on Friday, next step, a new plan to cancel people's debt. We'll see. Decades ago. All right, I'm hoping Biden can like remove my debt. Probably not going to happen, but we'll see. Let's see. Kenny over here just sent me a link. Let's see what you sent me, Kenny. It says, watch House floor as potential government shutdown nears. Thanks, Kenny, for the link. So it's the same thing that we were talking about earlier. It's just the government shutdown. The government shutdown is not really going to affect the market too much, guys. So just keep that in mind. I don't want you guys to freak out about the government shutdown really causing the market to, because the thing is, the market is run by private entities, right? It's not run by the government. The government just regulates and they just I mean, the government just doesn't have an effect on the market. Yeah, like and the government doesn't spend money in the stock market. So don't think that it's going to have like a huge effect. I feel like a lot of people are freaking out about the government shutdown. Like this isn't like some COVID thing where it's a country shutdown, right? It's just a government shutdown. It's not like where we go into lockdown and stuff like that. I think a lot of people think when they hear government shutdown, they think we're going into lockdown or something. That's not the case. And even if we did go into lockdown, that actually would be a good thing because the volatility would be high. Everybody would be at home, trading and stuff. So Daniel said you need to add a YouTube premium to your expense account. The thing is, I thought about getting YouTube premium, but I don't really use YouTube that much. The thing is, I don't really stay home and because the thing is, I thought about the same thing. I was like I hate when the ads come up, but then realistically, I was like, I'm not really on the computer very much, or I don't really need YouTube premium. But now that you mention it, I might look into it because I want to see what whatever perks I'll get from YouTube premium. because it might be, I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna look it up. YouTube Premium. Gotcha. Yeah, said I mostly use it to listen to music. You can close your phone and still listen to it, podcast too. Yeah, so the thing with that's the thing too. I was thinking about doing that, but I don't really use it for music. I use Spotify. So I got like the Spotify stuff and all that. I have so many subscriptions. I see. I'm looking at their YouTube Premium right now. See, if they had something cool where it was like it included like local TV or something, I would get it because then I would use that to watch news and stuff. But yeah, I'm looking at YouTube Premium. It's mainly for ad free and I'm gonna get it anyways. Thanks for talking me into it, Daniel. I'm gonna get it anyways. Because it does make sense. Because whenever I am on YouTube, it's kind of annoying that I get an ad that comes up every couple minutes. And it does get in the way of things. Because the only time I'm on YouTube is when I'm learning about certain things. Like sometimes I'll be looking, like yesterday. Yesterday I was online and I was looking for I wanted to see what other people were doing with their scalping strategies. And man, if you go on YouTube and you look up scalping strategies, those strategies are pretty trash. They're like nothing compared to what we're doing here. Because what I tend to do sometimes is I don't really like to recreate the wheel. I'll look at what other people are doing, and then I'll just make it better. So I'll look up these crappy strategies that people are doing for scalping, and I'm like, okay, that looks like it might work. And then I implement my indicators, and then I make things better. I make some changes. I change the TP stop loss. I make adjustments to how they're applying it, and I turn that into a good strategy. So yeah, it's YouTube is great. There's so many videos on YouTube. I could be on YouTube all day, and that's the reason I'm not on YouTube, because if I was, then I wouldn't get any work done. But anyways, guys, I know we're going off topic here, but there's no entries for us at the moment. We're still looking for that buy signal to come up. Once that buy signal comes up, we can look for a possibility of a continuation back down, but we just don't have that yet. So until we get that, there's just nothing for us to take here right now. CC's asking, doesn't YouTube Premium give you access to live? I don't think so. I think live and premium are totally different. One's like YouTube TV and the other one's YouTube Premium. But if they were together, that would be perfect. I'd go for it. Yeah, Shiv said pricing for Spotify is going crazy. I know. They send me an email where they bump price up another $5 or $10. I think I'm paying 20 a month for Spotify. It's crazy. But what Daniel said, you can expense it. So guys, going to the business side of trading, we were just, I talk about this every once in a while. You guys have seen my car, I have a Porsche. You guys have seen all my stuff that I have. You can literally write off everything. Guys, once you guys start making profits from trading, I treat trading like a business. So what happens with my FTMO, for example, I just got paid out on my FTMO, right? So you guys saw my payouts over here, or you guys saw my account. So let me show you guys my account for the month. So basically I got paid out on 2 of my FTMOs. I got paid out on this on my 200K. So I got paid out this, and then I got paid out this one right here. So total, that's about 30,000 for the month. So, and then minus the 20%. So probably 25,000 to 30,000, somewhere around there. So when you guys treat trading like a business, what I do is I get my payout. The payout goes to my business account. And then from my business account, I pay myself a salary. So I pay myself modest salary. I pay myself 100K a year, just small money, just for my bills and stuff, or whatever I need to pay for. Pay myself a salary. And then from that, what Daniel was mentioning, you get expenses up for a K2 or for trading. For example, if you're trading and you're listening to music in the background and the music keeps you stress-free and calm, you can write off your Spotify subscription. So I'm paying $30 on Spotify. That's basically free because I use it for business. My car, I use my car for business. That's completely free as well. Basically, instead of paying taxes, I write it off as a business expense. When I go get lunch every day, that's a business expense. My trading view subscription. So for example, here, I showed you guys my trading view. I mentioned that there was a deal with TradingView, right? Every year, whenever I see a deal on TradingView, I just buy it. So right here, you can see I charge it to my business card, right? It's like $599 a month or a year. I just charge this to my business account because I need this to make money. Like if I don't have my TradingView, I can't make money trading, right? So then I write that off as a business expense. My computer is a business expense. Everything's a business expense. So, once you guys start to make money trading, and we've had this we sat down for a mentoring session. If I could find that mentoring session, I basically explained to everybody how to turn trading into a business. Because the thing is, you'll make a lot of money from trading, but then you'll have to pay a bunch of taxes, right? Instead of paying taxes, just write off a bunch of stuff, right? Write off your car, write off your apartment, write off your office, write off everything. And then at the end of the year, instead of paying like I think my tax bill last year was like 400,000. I had to pay like almost 400,000 in taxes. So I bought a $200,000 car, right? I just bought my Porsche. So I got my Porsche and it was about, I paid like 220,000 for it. But instead of me paying for in taxes, I just got the car written off. And that's what you guys can do too. I mean, there's like the possibilities to this is like endless. So like once you, I would say the main goal first is learn how to make money, right? Once you learn how to make money trading, then you'll go into the tax game. Once you learn the tax game, you'll learn how to make money and then keep that money and not have to pay taxes at the end of the year. So it's an ongoing process. So just, keep that in mind, guys. And if you guys are at that point and you guys have questions, you guys can message me or we can sit down for a talk and I can kind of show you guys how things are done. But yeah, I mean, it all started with my first car. So you guys remember initially I had like Lexus and I went to a Tesla Model X and then now I have my Porsche. And it's just, you just keep upgrading. Like once you make more and more money from trading, you just keep upgrading. You upgrade to a better home, you upgrade to a better car, you upgrade to better everything. And then that just motivates you to do even better. Like it's crazy. This year, if you guys added up my profits, from all my accounts, like I never really added my profits like that. And I think this year it totaled up to like 100K in like 1 month. I don't think I've ever reached that. But also thanks to having multiple accounts. So once you have like multiple accounts here, guys, it starts to add up. Like for example, if I'm making like 10 or 20K a month from trading, right? Once you add another account to it, it adds up. So it's like, instead of making 10, 20K, you're making like 25, 30K. And I just added like 10 accounts here, plus my personal accounts. Now I have like 10 accounts. So multiply what I was making already times 10. And now I'm at like 100. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you guys are like thinking about like quitting on trading, I'd highly recommend you guys not to quit, because I almost quitted trading like a long time ago too. And trading has like literally changed everything for me, because it's so easy. I just trade with you guys here from 6:30 to 8, and then at 8 o'clock I'm done trading and I just go do whatever I want to do. And it keeps me stress-free compared to like working my attorney job before. When I used to work as a lawyer, I was working like 10, 12 hours a day, super stressed out. And now I'm just hanging out with you guys pretty much every morning. It's a crazy lifestyle change, to say the least. And the thing is, it's crazy because you guys have seen me grown. So like, I'm here to help you guys out. I'm basically paying it forward, because I feel like this is like, it's all good karma. Like I pretty much just give out all this free info and I trade with you guys live and I just do all this stuff completely selfless. And then it just comes back to me, right? The trading just gets better, the profits get better, and everything just gets better. So I'm a firm believer in good karma. So I just do what I think is right, and then everything comes back to me twofold. Anyways, there's no entries for us right now, guys. We currently have the buy signal. We're still looking for that sell signal to come up. If we get that sell signal that comes up right here, then we'll be looking for the intraday scalp, because we have a red trend meter down here. So if we get a valid momentum signal for a sell, that's going to be an intraday scalp. There's no high-low momentum scalp here because the candles already broke past the pivots. So the first entry that we would be looking for here would be a intraday scalp. ATR is currently at 17. And then after that, once we get the sell signal, we'll be looking for a possible momentum pullback scalp that should follow it. So yeah, other than that, yeah, William said, Sean, you pronounce Porsche correct. Thank you. Yeah, For the longest time, I didn't know it was pronounced that way until I got the car. I actually didn't even like the cars until like I got mine. But yeah, they're fun, super fun. Shiv said, I thought you had a Model X. Yeah, no, I did. I had the Model X before, and then I was gonna keep it. So like every couple of years, like I think every 2 years I get a new car. So every 2 years I kind of upgrade the car. So I've had this car for like about a year. So maybe well, I'm looking for a Urus right now. So the next car that I'm trying to get is a Urus. So that's going to be the next car that's going to be added to the lineup. It's just not a good time to buy a car right now. Like for me, I'm pretty smart about spending money. So unless like I can get it off as a write-off, I'm probably not going to get it. So with the Urus, it's a push, because I already spent like a lot on cars already for the last year. So I can't just keep buying new cars without raising red flags to the IRS, right? The IRS is gonna be like, why do you need all these expensive cars for? So like the thing is, you guys, when you guys start writing stuff off for business, is you have to be smart about it. You can't keep buying like random things that don't pertain to business. Because I've seen a lot of people, it's crazy. Like if you guys look, like there's like a tax website and it shows you when they prosecute people. There was like this guy who was doing like these, you guys know those PP loans or whatever they were called during COVID. There's so many people that are getting prosecuted because they would get those PPE loans, and those are supposed to go to employees. And these people would come into money that never had money before, and they were buying like Lamborghinis and they're buying mansions and stuff. And it was so like obvious that stuff wasn't for business. So yeah, it's funny. Well, I mean, it's not funny, but it's crazy how like people who never see money, once they get they get a bunch of money, they don't know what to do with it, and they start buying all this dumb stuff. And then the IRS is watching every single thing that you do. It's crazy. So yeah, when you guys start to make money, don't just start blowing it on everything. Make sure that you're kind of smart about it. I would recommend putting it into other investments, or like for me personally, I put it into my personal account, right? So I can make all this money from trading, and then I put it into my personal trading account. So you guys can see my personal account here also multiplies. So I got these are like the challenge and funded accounts and stuff. And then these two accounts right here were my personal accounts. So I'm just like basically multiplying the money. The money just keeps multiplying over and over. Okay, so here's the intraday scalp entry, guys. I don't know if I would necessarily want to take it because price is obviously consolidating right here. I'd probably look for the momentum pullback scalp, but I'll follow this here just as the entry. I mean, I wasn't planning on taking the intraday scalp anyways. I think the movement right now is too small. If you go here to the clean chart, you guys can see it's just consolidating around this area. Let me see if I can update this area right here. And there's another area right here too. So it's in a pretty messy area. So as you can see right here, it's just ranging between this area. It's not really a good area to trade in. I probably would wait for it to come down a little bit. So I'd look for the momentum pullback scalp to follow. So I look for price to come down a little bit, retrace, and then come down from there. And that's where I would make my entry. But again, this entry's, or actually, I don't know, it's still technically running right now. Intraday scalp's still technically running. I'll come back and take a look at it in a few. But right now I'm looking for the momentum pullback scalp to come down and provide us entry down here. Yeah, Maddie said, I think it'll drop for a second though. Liquidity, or probably later on. Yeah, I think so too. Daniel said, just put a tiny ass K2 sticker on it. Well, my license plate says Kodi Kai, so it's pretty much a walking billboard. Like whenever people see my car, they always ask what Kodi Kai is, and it has a website on there. So it's for marketing, I guess. You know, you can say that. Yeah. So the reason I got into cars too is because of my neighbors. So if you guys have seen if you guys follow me on social media, like my neighbors have like all these different supercars. Like my neighbor across, he has like a McLaren 720S. He has an R8. It's crazy. And that's just motivation. That's why another thing that I kind of tell people is like, you should move and live somewhere where like people motivate you. Because if you guys live in your old town that you guys have been living in forever and nobody's really doing anything there, you're not going to have any motivation to do better. So let me see if I have the picture of it here. I think I do. I just share this here. Yeah, so Daniel was talking about putting like a K2 sticker on it. Let me see if I got this. Yeah, so you guys can see from here, like I have the whole you can see my neighbor's 720S right there. So that's my neighbor right there that lives across from me, or he lives right next door to me actually. So he has a 720, and whenever I see a 720, I'm like, damn, I want to get a McLaren too. But like what Daniel was saying earlier about having your car, like having a sticker on the car, you can see my license plate says Kodi Kai. So it's basically like a billboard. So you get an expensive car, people are gonna look at your car, obviously. They see the license plate, it has a website right there too. So it's basically, yeah, I guess you could pass the car off for marketing. So like, yeah, if I was going to get my Urus, I would also have like, I probably have something different, like Kodi US30 or something like that. Or the for my license plate. I gotta think of the next license plate for the next car. I can't use K2 anymore, obviously, but Kodi Kai works. Nice, Maddie. Yeah, Maddie said, nice, congrats. So yeah, Maddie just confirmed that he passed all of his Apex accounts, so he's gonna go to Vegas and celebrate. So all right, Maddie, we'll see you then, man. Have a great weekend, be safe, and I'll see you back here on Monday. Cody Gian said, we get it. Cody's your fave. Kodi US30. Kai Gaines, the man. Yeah, no, a lot of ideas. All right, guys, we currently have price pushing down right here. The ATR is currently at 16, so it's a little low. It's not bad, but it's also not great. So the ATR is kind of low right now. We have price dropping down below. So once we get this to close below this point, I actually want it to come down a little bit lower. It's a little too high. So I want price to come down to this point right here. Once we get a green candle to follow, it's going to be a retracement up. Once we get that retracement, we'll look for price to catch our entry and then come back down. So this right here is not going to be opportunity for us to enter because the momentum signal is down here, right? So this red momentum signal is at this black line right here at the 30 mark. So the lowest that I'll be willing to enter from would be right here. So we need price to come down slightly, retrace up, and continue dropping. If this happens right here, then perfect. I'm all in for taking this entry right here. If price comes down slightly and comes up right here, you know, this is fine too. I would be looking for this right here as well. Let's see, Daniel. So there's no entries right now, guys. As you guys can see, the market is not doing anything. It's just going back and forth. So if you guys want to wrap it up for the week, I'd probably just wrap it up. There's no need to like force anything right now. It's 7:44, so we have about 15 minutes till 8. I'm not really expecting volatility to pick up. It's actually getting lower and lower. So volatility up here was at 20, went down to 18, 19, 17, 16, now back to 15. It's not really worth the risk. So yeah, if you guys want to wrap it up, wrap it up for the day. If there's any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we had a pretty great week so far, guys. So looking at our official trades for this week. So for this week, we had one trade on Monday, breakout V2, full TP. Actually, that was from last week. We had one trade on Tuesday. It was a momentum pullback scalp. Breakout V2, full TP. We had one trade on Thursday, momentum counter scalp, full TP. Another trade on Thursday, momentum pullback scalp, full TP. And then today we had one trade full TP for a momentum pullback scalp. So we had a pretty good week so far, guys. All wins. We only had 4 wins, 0 losses. There was more trades that came up, but these are the only trades that I took myself. So these are the only ones that are going to count. We had I think we had like 6 or 7 trades that came up because there was like one day where there was a ton of entries that came up. like 4 liquidity pushes and stuff like that, but I didn't take any of the trades, so I'm not going to count them. Let's see. Let me take a look at the liquidity real quick. So if you guys took liquidity, it looks like, well, this one over here didn't get hit, but this one over here did get hit, the first one. And it's like pretty much the only one that got hit, it looks like. So liquidity came down right here, it hit, and that's pretty much the only liquidity that hit today. Again, this is a reason why I don't like taking liquidity, guys. It's very risky. I know a lot of you guys like to take it, but for me personally, I only take liquidity as a confluence. So if I have an entry that's coming down, like say, for example, if I have a sell that's playing through right here, I'll look at liquidity, and if I see prices coming down right there as well, then I'll take the trade because it helps with my confluence following, these specific strategies. So see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Natasha said, nice, Sean, you could be a blessing by gifting me that car when you're done with it, right? Let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Yeah, Daniel said, I think if you drove that license plate in Nevada, they would think Kodi and Kai would be your husband, would be you and your husband with that Cali plate. Yeah, no, I agree. There's this old couple where they stopped me at like the grocery store the other day, and they're like, Kodi Kai, like, is that from a movie? I was like, I don't know what they were talking about, but I guess there's a movie where there's a reference to Kodi and Kai. William said, just a chill day. It's nice to hang out on Zoom. Yeah, no, same here, William. Today was a pretty chill day. I mean, if you guys took any trades today, there was like, I think 3 trades that came up. I only took 1. So that's all I was able to get into. I took the momentum counter scalp. I missed 2 momentum pullback scalps here. So again, there was a sell signal right here. Price came down, price retraced up. It looks like it didn't fill right here. It came back down right here, retraced up again right there. And the entry would have happened. Sorry, I already have it set up. So the entry would have happened right here. So this is the first momentum pullback scalp. I missed it. And there's another one right here that came. I think there was another one right before it too. Yeah, so there's a sell signal right here. Price retraced up, came back down, retraced back up right here. And the entry would have happened right there, actually. So there was 2 entries for a momentum pullback scalp. I didn't take either of them. Unfortunately, I missed this one, which was the perfect one that we were looking for. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I think that's about it. So, all right, guys, if there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. It's 7:48 right now, so it's getting close to 8 o'clock. The last thing I want to do is for you guys to stay on here and get FOMO, waiting for another trade. So I think it's best to just wrap it up and call it a week. So, all right, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to reach out. You guys can message me on Discord. Again, if you guys are on Discord, make sure that you guys look at the username, okay? I want to make sure that you guys don't get scammed. So this is a scam right here. If this guy tries to add you on Discord, this is definitely not me. Look at the name right here. Make sure it says Kodi Kai Trades. Again, it's Kodikai. Right here it says Kodi Kia Trades, like Kia the car. Definitely not me. And whenever you guys get a message, just make sure to click on my name. So if you guys get a message from me on say Discord or something, just click on my name, and then you'll see right here that it'll show my actual username. So just make sure to double check that, guys. I'll create a category here for scams or scam alerts so that you guys don't get scammed. So I want to make sure everybody's on the same page. So, all right, guys, other than that, have a great weekend, be safe, and I will see you guys back